Smite Talk is proudly sponsored by Tweaked Audio. Go to tweakedaudio.com for high-performance, noise-reducing earbuds. Use the code OctanePro to get 33% off plus free shipping anywhere in the world. Check out tweakedaudio.com today. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy this episode of Smite Talk. Smite Talk is proudly sponsored by Tweaked Audio. Go to tweakedaudio.com. And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 9 of Smite Talk. My name is Octane Pro, and I am joined by an amazing streamer, the community stud muffin. It is Fats. Fats, how's it going?
I did not know I was a stud muffin until right now, but I'll accept. I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm doing good. So now on underneath like your name, you know how sometimes it has like brackets and is like, you know, class clown or, you know, amazing mid laner. you now have to put community stud muffin.
Gotta add that to the command in the chat. X-Fats, the stud muffin.
The stud
I have no
muffin.
problem with this.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Well, folks, if you're just checking out Smite Talk for the first time, this is a community podcast that's done every week, 7 o'clock p.m. on Smite Game. And what I do is I host a show where I go ahead and bring on a guest host from the community. This week it is Sir Fats here. And we go ahead and talk about Smite. It's about 45 minutes, hour show. And the cool thing about the show is that we take community calls. So you guys go ahead and call in. The number is listed right here for Raid Call. We're using the Raid Call software. And the code is directly up on stream. Go ahead and type in, once you load up Raid Call, there's not a lot of setup, type in 7461039, and you'll get right into the lobby, and then I will go ahead and move you into the live show, and you can ask anything related to Smite. You have a question, you have a comment, anything you want a recommendation, anything, or you just have a point to make. As long as it has to do with Smite, we'll go ahead and bring you on the show. We do have some preset kind of topic discussions to talk about today, but if you have something you want to bring up that's different, feel free to go ahead and call in, and we'll kind of go from there. Also want to remind you guys that Smite Talk is available on iTunes and also the Android store in the audio-only format. So if you don't have the opportunity to catch the show live or on the YouTube VODs and want to check it out at the gym or on the way to work, go ahead and just look up Smite Talk, and you can download the audio-only version. So let's kind of dive into it first. I have this wonderful, guest joining me this week. We do have Fats, and Fats, we'll just kind of build your bio, as I call it, right off the back, and just kind of find out, who you are and how you got involved in the Smite. So first off, when did you start playing Smite, and what attracted you to the game?
I first started playing in closed beta when I had a terrible computer that couldn't run it for more than 3 minutes without overheating and shutting itself down. And what got me into the game was my friend DM Brandon. I know him in real life. Mm-hmm. I've known him through the Smash community. And I really enjoyed how the game is played. I love the fact that you can control your character fully. You can aim where your shots go. There's no, clicking on the screen to make people do stuff. Mm-hmm. It's just you're fully in control of the god, and you get to choose how you play it, where you're going to go, how you're going to walk over there, or now how you're going to jump over there. Sure. Your choice.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the jump is a cool. I want to say new mechanic, but it's an old mechanic, now new, that was reintroduced back into the game. And for everyone who ever played World of Warcraft and just walked around hitting the spacebar a million times throughout, a raid or anything like that, that's where it comes into play. Like, the jump has no effect on the game in any way. Like, it's not supposed to, at least, affect anything. Supposed to, because we have seen it be proven.
Oh yeah, bugs.
With bugs, which thankfully are mostly taken care of to our knowledge. So that's really cool. So you kind of talked about how you got into Smite and how you were introduced from Brandon, and let's catch up to now. So now, what are you doing in the community right now that might set you apart from someone else? And we'll kind of promote it now. Where can people find you normally when you are involved in the community?
Well, what I'm doing right now is mainly just entertaining and trying to be good at the game, just like most of the other people who play.
Sure.
I'm in our little Juice clan. I'm the support player. I specialize in the the Forsaken god of war known as Ares. Most people say he's bad. I think he's amazing, but that's just my opinion. I'm also trying to start writing some guides for support players. Like trying to start YouTube stuff. Not good at YouTube. Gotta learn.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna start trying to make support videos on what the basics are, and this is what you do here, and if you pick Ares, you automatically win, stuff like that.
Sure.
And you can easily find me. My Twitch is twitch.tv/xfats. That's me. My Twitter, which is kind of reckless. If you're not okay with that, it's the same thing at xfats. My YouTube, however, is different. It's Zufats. Zufats, as in like a Zubat, but my name's in it. I'm fancy. I tried.
Well, very good. I mean, you tried, right? Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, if you're definitely getting to YouTube, I assume there's definitely some key players out there like Drybear and Squiddish who would be amazing references for you to talk with, especially getting into the guides. They have kind of definitely made it more than a hobby, working through YouTube. As I think both of them came into even streaming as originally YouTubers, and then they kind of ported that over to streaming and kind of brought that community with them. So those would definitely be some good references for you. So final question before we kind of get into a little bit more of the meat of the show is, where does the handle come from?
The name?
Yep. Where does it come from?
Oh, you want to know the story? You want to know the great story? All right.
All right.
Got a
story
for you
time.
guys.
Everyone grab their cups of coffee. Let's go.
All right. So when I was younger, right, I was really skinny and really picky at eating. I hated eating food that I've never tasted, and I only had a small palette of stuff that I actually enjoyed. Then around older age, we'll call it older age.
Okay.
I got chubby, and it progressed to fat. Now, I had a cousin.
Okay.
I went to his house, and he hadn't seen me in a while since I was originally skinny, and he decided that the only way to go about this was by calling me Fats, because in his opinion, I was fat enough for two people, hence the S.
Wow.
Fats.
See, so he couldn't be like Butterball or Well-Rounded or anything like that. Had to go with straight up like Fats.
Pretty much. It's just like he wanted to be funny. It wasn't funny, but I love it because now it's hilarious.
Well, I will warn you, you're probably not the chubby, and I'm putting that in quotes, the chubbiest Smite player out there. I'm sorry to break it to you, but you're probably not.
But I am the fattest.
You are the fat. Okay.
Confirmed. Confirmed. I am Fats. That is the name. That is the game. Except this game is Smite.
That's right.
Get it for free at smitegame.com.
That's right. Nice little plug in there. So, I have to ask, what's your favorite food, man? I'd have to say mine's a choc chip cookie. Choc chip cookie.
Food? We're talking food now?
That's right. We're talking
let's
food
see.
now.
Let me think.
I told you it's casual. I told you it's casual.
This isn't casual. This is the hardcore stuff you're asking. Ooh, food, man. Oh, God, where do I start?
You can only have one.
A lot?
You can only have one.
One? All right, if I had to pick number one.
One.
Cereal.
That's so lame. Are you kidding me? It's not even a fat kid food.
Cereal is amazing because you said I only get to pick one, but there's so many different types of cereal. See, I tricked you. It's an easy mix-up right there. It's a 50-50. I pick cereal. You don't know which one it is. You just know that I like cereal. There's all different brands. All of them.
So you're gonna pick like Cookie Crisp and say it's healthy or something?
Absolutely not, because it's... Listen, I had the same discussion with Brandon. I'm going to ask you this.
Okay.
Easy question, all right? We're going to talk cereal.
All right.
Choose one. Would you rather have Apple Jacks or Fruit Loops?
Fruit Loops.
I think our friendship is over before it started.
Now I have to say, what did Brandon say?
He said neither, and he said Cheerios, and then we stopped talking.
Oh, what's that healthy Cheerios stuff? Help you out with your cholesterol.
Disgusting. Why would you ever want to start your day with health?
Where's the
That's
sugar
not how
in
you
there?
do it.
Where's the sugar?
Yeah, you're not gonna wake up off of like Cheerios. Gotta eat everything.
That's right.
If it's not got sugar in it, then what's the point? But I think you would like Cookie Crisp. It is chocolate chip cookies.
There you go. All right, so we're gonna bring it around here and try to get back onto that subject called Smite. You know, I think we could sit here and talk about food the entire time, and Gavin would come back to me and be like, So, about that game, Smite. How's that go? So,
See, we can easily translate this with food.
okay, here we go.
See, look, all right. You have your top picks right now, okay? You have on her, considered to be the best hunter in the game. He is your Fruity Pebbles, the best cereal ever made, okay?
Code name.
So we have Fruity Pebbles on her, okay? Then we have the top support picks. Sobek, as always, has been very strong in this game. So we're gonna call him Honey Nut Cheerios because he's been here forever and he's always been good. You see what I'm saying? So we got Sobek as the Honey Nut Cheerios. Now in the mid lane, you want something that's gonna, hit your taste buds but keep you in the mood to win. There's where you get your mini Frosted Wheaties from. There's your Agni. Right there. Mini Frosted Wheaties start your day like a champion.
So you're one of those guys that can pretty much make wine from water. You're just jumping into it.
Pretty much. That's how you do it. If you want me to do it, I'll do it. Because
all right.
at the end of the day, I main Fruity Pebbles.
That's right. Well, guys, we're going to go ahead and kind of change gears from food back to Smite. And if you guys want to call in and talk to Fats and I, ask us a question, bring up a discussion topic, we're using Raid Call. Go ahead and call in. The information is directly up on screen. The group ID is you just open up Raid Call. First time you open it, there's a search box. Type in 746-1039. It's called Smite Talk Radio channel. Click into that. Just make sure that you guys have your audio figured out ahead of time. F2 is the key to talk. It's like a push to talk type of system. You can alter it to make it free talk. That's what we're using right now. But get your audio stuff figured out ahead of time before you go ahead and call in. And we have a few topics to talk about tonight. If you guys want to wait to call in about a topic, up to you. But here's our topics. We're going to talk about Nuwa, the new god that was released this past week. Good, bad, ugly, overpowered, whatever you guys think. We'll talk about her. We're also going to talk about the upcoming Kali rework that's going to be coming out here shortly. We did have, this is once again another rework of some of the first few original gods. We're seeing a new model, new abilities. She can jump and she can dash. So we're going to talk about Kali. We're going to talk about Vulcan's ultimate getting completely overhauled, turning into this big giant bomb that we're going to see coming out here. And then finally, last thing we're going to talk about is your favorite game mode and what game modes you want to see in Smite for the future. So to start out, we had Nuwa released this past week. And I'm just going to bring up some additional information about her so I don't claim something and then it's completely incorrect. But I'll throw it over to you, Fats, first. We have this new Chinese god, Nuwa, and kind of the lore behind her, those of you guys interested, is that there was this big battle going on between Earth and Heaven was torn open, and it needed to be repaired, and she came up and ripped off a tortoise's leg, which that's where the Pillar of Heavens comes from, and repaired it, and then she used the 5 elements, which we see kind of engaged in the game as well, to kind of repair everything and keep everything going. So, Fats, I saw you playing Smite earlier with Smitten. What are your thoughts on Nuwa? You like her? You don't like her? She's awesome? She's horrible?
I think Nuwa is the cutest god ever. She's adorable.
Okay. That was not exactly the answer I was expecting.
Okay, let's
roll with it. Let's roll with it.
Okay. Let's just keep going then. Nuwa, I think her kit has very good potential. Her move Fog allows her to stealth her teammates as well as herself, and with that, she can easily set up a gank, bringing in somebody you wouldn't expect to even be there. Like she could stealth a Sobek, and out of nowhere, he just flings you behind them, and you wouldn't expect that at all. She can stealth Fenrir, if you've seen the Shake and Bake video. She stealths the Fenrir, then she drops her ult, and he ults you, and you die. She can stealth every single god in the game, therefore creating these kind of setups that are just phenomenal. What I want to test is if Athena were to ult onto her, and she was in stealth, would you be able to see the ult? I think that would be crazy.
Yeah, I haven't. I feel like we need like a MythBusters for Smite. Like we need like a MythBusters series for Smite, and this would be like episode 1, testing out the fog theory with Athena's ultimate. Like myth or busted. You know what I mean? But no,
we can start that. It could be us.
That's right. That'd be pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, she has some really cool abilities, and people will argue, is she good at pushing is a big thing we get because she is labeled as a pusher. If you go into the pros and cons of Nua, you will see that she is listed as a pusher. And what that directly means, those of you guys aren't familiar, is she's very strong. What they're trying to say is she's strong at pushing the lane, completing the objective, which of course the lane objective is to destroy the towers and get to the Phoenix and then go from there to the Minotaur. So that's what that kind of pusher is. She has a strong. Does she have a strong presence in lane? Is she able to sustain in lane? Is her survivability there? And she has the abilities there, and she's been given the abilities to do that. The fog is very helpful. The main one there is clay soldiers, and then you have like really cool things like flame strike in order to be able to do the damage, and the pillars of heaven. Let's talk about fog first. You just talked about it there. Has some really cool ability to kind of stealth her and anyone else around her in a radius. What's your thoughts on the radius? Do you think it's too small, too big, or do you think it's scaled perfectly?
I think it might be a little too big for what it actually does.
Okay.
Because if she's in mid lane and she uses fog, it's pretty much half of the lane right there. So she could easily bring somebody in from, like, say, the backside where one of the opens into the jungles are. She could walk over there with, like, the jungler in her fog with her, and just walk straight to you and get you killed. Say she brings in a Mercury and he just special deliveries you straight into the pillars of heaven, and you're pretty much fried at that point. Like, I think if it was tweaked a little bit smaller, it'd be okay, but for what it does, it's a very good ability.
Yeah, I was actually kind of surprised.
It needs a larger cooldown, though. If you were, like, how she's being built right now is cooldowns for most people that I've seen. And the way, if you get full cooldowns with her, you'll be stealth for 8 seconds, and you'll have the ability right back up as soon as she's unstealth. So you can stealth, be down for a second, stealth, be down for a second. Literally a second. And you can just keep being in stealth the entire game. It's kind of ridiculous, and it's pretty godlike.
Yeah, I mean, the fog is pretty cool that they do have set up in there. And you were talking about like what we're seeing with how people are building her. It's interesting because when you read into some of the information about her, some people at first come off, there's a few different ways that you could build her. Some people have even gone the route of playing her solo, but building a ton of health because of the fact that if you look at her clay soldiers, they have 200 health plus 20% of Nua's max health. So the more health you build on Nua, the stronger your clay soldiers are. It can make you a little bit stronger of a lane pusher. But the downside is there with that is that, you're not stacking more items with magical power and cooldown reduction, so you're not able to be dealing out the damage necessary. But some people may argue that a solo laner is not necessarily meant to, be your top damage dealer, that they're meant to, sustain the lane and win the lane. So, there's some points there. Flame Strike. You like it? You don't like it? What are your thoughts?
I think that ability is kind of amazing. If I had to say anything, that right there, if I had to rank her abilities in prospect of how amazing they are, it would go Fog / Pillars of Heaven, then Flame Strike. Flame Strike is such a good ability for the fact that it hits towers, stuns, and the closer she is to it, the more damage it does. So say if a melee god were to walk into her fog while she's in it, and she drops a Flame Strike at her feet and stuns them, it does 1.5 the normal amount of damage, and it allows her to have that Freya-like ability to have her abilities splash like a pulse. So I think the ability is, it's cool to say more than anything. Like I think the idea to have the 5 Chinese elements alone is amazing in this character. Like, I love that alone, and the fact that she has all these little passives, and the passive on Flame Strike is to allow AoE damage on her auto attacks is really cool.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. I mean, I'm a big fan of the Flame Strike. I think it fits very well for her. It's kind of like her nuke ability. Like, if you look at all of her other abilities, there isn't any of them that do like a ton of straight up burst damage. I mean, her Pillars of Heaven, a little different story, but the Flame Strike is really, really well. I like the stun ability on it. I don't think it's too hard to hit the stun either. I think it's just perfect the way it sits. Finally, though, let's talk about Pillars of Heaven. A little bit different mechanic. Those of you guys that haven't seen it, you when you place this down, it's almost this like giant box. And it has 4 pillars, hence the pillars of heaven. We talked about the lore with the pillars of heaven. And then there's this electrical field around the box. And if you could be in the middle of the box and be okay, but once you go through that field, you take on damage, you are slowed, or you run through it one direction or the other. A little different mechanic, takes up about 3/4 the lane. What are your thoughts on Pillars of Heaven? It's a little bit different of an alt than what we've seen before, but what do you think?
I think Pillars of Heaven allows for so much control in a team fight that it's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
What you're doing if you drop a Pillars of Heaven in a team fight is you are constricting the enemy's movement completely. You're making them have to choose where they're going to stand even more than they already are, which means you can force them into bad situations because you force them out with the electric field itself, or you're forcing them to stay within it so they're not slowed and take damage, which will result in them dying, therefore setting up for your teammates to do even more damage to them.
Yeah.
One cool thing about it is the pillars themselves have hitboxes on them, which basically means, like, the funniest thing I've ever seen lately, like this whole week, is a Nua ult being dropped and then Hercules throwing his rock at a pillar and having it bounce.
Off of it, yeah. It actually
it hit the pillar,
yeah.
and then it bounced, hitting them again, and it was just perfect.
Well, the first
because
time,
they couldn't choose. They had no choice. It was either you walk through the field and take those ticks of damage, and that's slow, meaning you're gonna get hit by the rock more, or you just stay in the middle and then have it bounce back on your head.
Yeah,
it was just funny.
Yeah, the first time I played her, and actually played even again, I actually played her first before I played against her, and had that opportunity. The first time I played her was horrible, because it was kind of one of those situations where it's like you can read all you want about a god, but if you haven't seen someone play it yet and you go ahead and play it, most of the time it's not exactly how that gods end up being developed and is meant to be played, and that at least happens to me, where I went in as new while played her and I was like, play her completely wrong. But I did find that issue where I put down the ultimate and then I went to run into the ultimate or around the ultimate and thought I could go through the pillars. Yeah, it doesn't work. It does not work. I look so stupid. I pinched myself in a corner. It was ridiculous. And yeah, so Pillars of Heaven, pretty cool. Let's go ahead and take a call from one of our callers here. We're gonna bring in Marauder here in just a minute, and I think he's called him before, and we'll see what he wants to talk about. We'll find out what his thoughts are on Nuwa, or if he wants to go ahead and just kind of talk about something else. Keep in mind, guys, when I do bring you in to the live show, make sure you guys mute the stream so we don't have this huge echo kind of going on. So let's go ahead and bring in Marauder here. And Marauder, how's it going, sir? Welcome to Smite Talk.
Oh, what's up? I'm Pat's biggest fan.
Yep.
He and I go way back,
yep.
in DM. But Pat's, what are you the fattest among? I've been curious. Narwhals, dinosaurs.
Now it's funny because you can tell he's trying to fake his voice too.
Oh no, that's his actual voice. I know this kid.
Oh, no,
I know this kid. He's one of my personal stream monsters, and he's trying his best to troll. It's not working though. He's trying.
That's why would you accept me?
I will answer your question though. What am I the fattest among? I am the fattest among the best support players because you gotta learn. I'm gonna teach you how to play support, Marauder. Okay?
Pat, when your ADC tells you to peel a banana. You fat.
That's the joke,
right?
That's what peeling means. It's like a banana. That was terrible.
So
Marauder, you let me down.
So do you actually have a okay, we'll ask you, Marauder. What are your thoughts on Nuwa? You called in, you were gonna ask us something, you did. Well, I'm gonna ask you, do you like her? Do you not like her? What are your thoughts?
I think it's another god I can beat Fats with. That's
Oh!
Worst troll ever. Seriously though, what do you think of her?
If I'm ever against you in Conquest, that level 1 game.
Oh my god. Stop.
Hey.
Stop. Just be done. Stop, Marauder. Stop.
I'm done.
Well, Marauder, I appreciate you calling in, man. Thank you, though.
Okay, bye.
All right, let's go ahead and bring in Lucent Horse. Lucent Horse, how's it going? Welcome to Smite Talk. Can you hear me, Mr. Lucent? Oh, there you go. How's it going?
Yes, I can. How you doing?
Good,
Hey,
good.
man.
So what do you want to talk about today?
Well, I kind of wanted to talk about. I'm not sure if this has been brought up in past
Okay.
Smite talks.
Sure.
Japanese gods being brought into Smite.
Sure. Are you asking, should we have them brought into Smite? Are you asking when we're going to see them? What are you kind of asking?
Well, I'm kind of thinking. I mean, I talk to my friends. A lot of my
Sure.
friends play League,
Yep.
and some of them are like, well, I would play Smite, but I really wouldn't I would only play it if, like, they had Japanese gods, because as it is, they're not really into, like, the other gods that are in it right now.
Sure.
So, do you think that there would be any implementation of Japanese gods?
I'll throw it to Fats after this, but I mean, my first thoughts is like I don't know why we haven't seen any more Japanese gods yet. I mean, there's an entire there's so many possibilities available within the Japanese kind of religion that we could go ahead and use within the Smite community. I don't know necessarily if there's like an actual like really good reason why we haven't seen more. I mean, I know recently we've seen a lot more Chinese gods because of the fact of just everything revolving around Tencent, the announcement, the Tencent Games Carnival. I mean, it's all been very, very good marketing decisions. But as for Japanese gods, what are your thoughts, Fats?
Somewhere down the line, I think we'll have them in here. I mean, there's gonna be I don't think we're gonna stop at just the pantheons that we have right now. I mean, there's a lot of pantheons we can pull from, but we're just gonna have to wait on Hi-Rez to do what they do, which is crafting a god to make them completely accessible and fun for us to play. And I'd rather wait for that to happen instead of have them rush something out.
Sure. No, I can imagine there.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I mean,
Like-
I'm really surprised though to hear that like your friends are only interested in a game that has Japanese gods in them. Like, I don't know.
Did they
Yeah.
have specifics?
Kind of like Amaterasu or what's the other one? It's Izanagi.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, those
Okay, I
are just
know.
a couple that come to mind right now. But yeah, those were some of the ones that they're like, yeah, that would be insane to have them in there.
Sure. I mean, you have to remember, like, people that are looking at, and that is within the MOBA industry. We are trying to attract new Smite players and new MOBA players, without a doubt. I mean, they attracted me, and I definitely wasn't into MOBAs prior to. I played StarCraft 2 a ton, and that was kind of my scene that I came from. And I also played World of Warcraft, like Arena before that, PvP. And that's actually what pulled me in, was that, pretty much WoW PvP has been ported over to Smite, and it's perfect. But, when you're looking at games like League of Legends or you're looking at games like Dota 2, a lot of people will be like, oh, I love this god in League of Legends. He would be awesome in Smite. Well, you have to remember, like, if you're going to go ahead and take a god, like a similar god that another MOBA has, we're not going to go ahead, like, Hi-Rez is going to go ahead and port over that exact god and be like, ta-da, see? Like, we're making the League of Legends, we're trying to pull League of Legends players over. They're going to go ahead and make him unique to Smite. And they've done that with the other gods. Like, you don't see a god in Smite and be like, wow, that identical god right now might be the name of the god is in League of Legends, but sometimes you run into that argument where people are like, oh my gosh, you have a god that's in League of Legends, this is such a copy. And it's like, League of Legends wasn't the first game to use this god in a game, I guarantee you.
Exactly.
Like, it's
Yeah,
like,
I
come
think
on
that's
now.
one of the things I really love about Smite is that it takes the same ideas, well, the same basic idea as like Dota and League, but it's got an entirely different concept behind it, and I love it. And different gods, it's awesome.
Sure. Anything else you want to talk about today?
Aside from the fact that Fats, you are like the reason why I watch DM stream on Smite game. My friend is totally annoyed when I start using the stupid jokes that come from the stream. I love it.
Like what?
He
Like
hates
what?
it. Oh man, like for a while I kept doing the Kanye on Twitter. And, there was another. That was so dumb, but I loved it.
So
and
good.
he was like, "Stop!" And I was like, "I can't, please."
It's the best. It's
So
the best.
DM Brandon
Have you heard that
DM
joke,
Brandon has.
Vulcan?
So DM Brandon has created a monster, pretty much, is what you're saying. He's created a monster.
I'm not a monster. He didn't create me. Ares created me, man.
Oh, here we go.
It was Ares.
Ares, best mage, man.
Ares, best mage ever. But
Awesome.
Octane, have you heard the joke?
I have. Well, first off, let me thank Marauder. Marauder, thank you for coming on, man. I do appreciate it. Oh, I'm sorry, I called you Marauder. I'm sorry, Lucent. Thank you very much for coming on,
Yeah,
man. I do appreciate it, dude. Make sure you call in the future. We'll definitely get you back on.
Yeah, man. Totally.
All right, thanks. All right, so what is this joke that I have not had the pleasure of hearing?
Okay, it's not really a joke. It's just something you keep repeating to make Brandon mad, and everybody laughs at it because he's getting mad.
Okay.
But one night on Twitter, apparently Jimmy Kimmel said something to Kanye West that made him upset.
Okay.
And Kanye West on Twitter has about like 7 million followers and like
Sure.
20 tweets.
Okay.
And one night he tweeted like 60 things in a row. So I said, "Did you guys hear? Kanye West is going crazy on Twitter." And I just kept saying it the entire night. Like we'd be in the middle of a team fight, and I'm like, "Yo, Brandon." He'd be like, "What?" I'm like, "Kanye West is going crazy on Twitter," and he'd just be so mad. It'd be perfect.
Are you kidding me?
Those were pretty much all the jokes.
That's pretty good.
The original joke that first got me as like the reason people started to watch Brandon when I was on was Lubu. You know who Lubu is?
I do not, but I know you're going to tell me.
Oh man, have you never played the Dynasty Warrior series?
I have not, but you're going to tell me about
Oh my god. I will just tell you that as amazing as Guan Yu is as the Saint of War in the Chinese
Sure.
pantheon,
Sure.
if they were to put in Lubu, the Destroyer of Worlds, the Death Dealer, the Master of Disaster, the Boomstick,
Okay.
the Killer, okay, Killer from Manila, anything. He is just. If you play Dynasty Warriors, it's basically a beat 'em up, action beat 'em up. You go to certain places, you beat things up. You just press attack the entire game. It's hilarious.
Okay.
When Lubu shows up, he will kill you, regardless of how strong you are. Because Lubu is just amazing. And he's frightening, and you do not chase Lubu. That's it. He just kills. He is a killer. That's it. That's all it is.
Hey, we don't
Lubu.
need any more overpowered gods. Come on now. What's wrong with you?
We came up with a kit for him. We have a kit. It's just you die as soon as he's picked, pretty much.
Click done. All right, let's go ahead and bring in another caller here. Let's see. We have Splinter Sail. Splinter Sail, how's it going? Splinter Sail, can you hear us? Test. 1, 2.
Mr. Sale.
We can see your microphone, your green light coming on. We'll let you get that figured out, and we'll bring in K Dave. K Dave,
man.
how's it going? Welcome to Smite Talk.
Hi.
How's it going?
Hi, K Dave.
Am I talking? Like, I don't know.
Well, yeah, Fats, you sound so excited for him to be calling in.
Oh man, this is one of my favorite people. I love K Dave. What's going on, K Dave?
Nothing much. I just called in, speaking of overpowered gods and everything.
Sure,
Why does
sure.
everybody think Chang'e's so overpowered?
I think people argue that because of the fact that we see a support god, which traditionally is not necessarily meant to be doing a lot of damage and being sometimes even the highest damage in the game. And we see people kind of frustrated where in some situations we end up seeing Chang'e not only healing and being exceptional at it, but then on top of that adding a damage to that as well. And so I think that's why we see people arguing and sometimes frustrated with Chang'e, because it's like Chang'e's like, look at Aphrodite. Like Aphrodite does a little bit of damage, but her main role in support is to heal and support her fellow like ADs and such like that. Whereas with Chang'e, you know, has the ability to not only heal but also to do a lot of damage. Do you think that she should be doing both, or do you feel that, you know, you're kind of happy where she's at?
I think she's perfect because, I mean, the only thing I feel like they did was give her a lane clear. Whichever, well, I can understand with her ult, like, because, you get her lane clear, she's able to push into the tower, and then she comes in and, you know, she ults you, and that's it. Like, I think they should just do something with the ult. But I don't think she's overpowered by any means, because, I mean, if you get killed by her 3, then you deserve to die anyway.
Well,
Fats,
I mean, if I could say something,
please.
the main reason that she's so good right now is because they gave her the lane clear, and she already does enough damage with her one. When she just had her one doing the damage, it would do enough to almost kill all the minions in the lane. But now, all she has to do is combo her one into her three. All the minions are gone, and you still took the damage from those two abilities, because they hit not only the minions but you as well. So you're getting damage as she's clearing a lane, which not a lot of other gods have the potential to do.
Sure.
Like, Honor can push a lane with his Impale, but he just focuses only on the minions in that, leaving his auto attacks to be all he has to rely on when he comes up to you. Chang'e can use her 1 and her 3 to do damage to you, and has the ability to completely negate any damage with her 2, while also increasing her movement speed during all these abilities. Now, the main problem with it is the ult. The Waxing Moon has been the bane of my existence for so long. I despise Waxing Moon because I play Ares, alright? I play supports. Ares' job is to try and get a pull with his no-escape, his ult, and get a stun off. Now, how Ares' ult works is, if he lands it on 5 people and they all successfully get pulled, the stun damage only goes up by, I think, 0.2 per person pulled, leading up to maybe a 2-second pull if you get everybody. Whereas if Chang'e shoots her easy to come off ult, as soon as you press the button, it's shot. If she just shoots it at 5 people, whoever's in the back is dead, guaranteed.
Yeah,
Unless they have beads. But, like, it's just... It makes me sad. It just makes me sad.
So it sounds like Fats really likes Chang'e. Sounds like you like Chang'e there.
Yeah, a lot. So much.
Well, like, that's the thing, though, and everybody's saying about Chang'e, but then, like, there's been this pick of Arachne, who's been around, you know, for so long in the game, who now people are just saying how OP she is, even though she's gotten nerfed to the point where, like, you can just jump out of all of her moves. Like, when Arachne is picked, people start getting scared. Like, she's probably, like, I think one of the scariest guys besides, like, Mercury or Zeus. Like, she should be banned over Chang'e.
Well, the reason people are starting to ban out her, even though she did get recently nerfed, I know you've been watching Brandon, so you know about the old Arachne. The old Arachne is way scarier than this one.
Yeah.
Now, the thing that makes this Arachne so frightening is she still has that early game where she can invade your jungle and kill you whenever she feels like it, because she's a scary spider.
Except now everybody can hit the ult because it's so big.
Yeah, now the ult is easier to hit, as well as pulls you through walls. So what she can do is sit in the mid-harpies, you know, the little cove that they have, sit there, drop an egg, and then pull you through. As soon as she pulls you, you're stunned for that moment. That's 2 auto attacks, landing her poison on you. Then the babies pop, and she silences you. Now you can't do anything but die.
Oh, yeah,
You know what I'm saying? It's so easy to get kills now.
Yeah, there's one last thing I'd like to say.
Sure,
is that I like with Nuwa, I love her kit. Her kit's like so diverse. I'm just ready for like one of the biggest troll gods they can put out there. Like someone who just has the kit just to troll the other team.
Yeah.
That's
like
called
like Teemo, like in League of Legends. Like I'm ready for like that kind of god in Smite. Vulcan, no.
Vulcan trolls all the time. He throws giant meatballs and he runs with a limp. Like
Hey,
that's troll enough.
Let's wait till we get his giant bomb this upcoming week and see if he becomes even more of a troll then. You know, I'm really
see what it looks like.
Yeah, see what it looks like is first, and then actually what it does as well. But hey, K Dave, thanks for calling in, man. I do appreciate it. I look forward to you calling
no problem.
in the future.
I always want to come and talk to my boy Fats. You know, that's my boy.
Yeah, that's my boy K Dave.
All right, thanks, man.
All right, thanks for having me.
No problem, man. Fats, you got your following, man. They're very okay. When you have like your following, it's like okay, great. They go into chat, they troll you in chat, you know, you have fun, whatever. But the fact they make the extra effort to call in via raid call, man, you got like instead of trolls, you got the Super Saiyan trolls right here.
I have dedicated fans. If I could say anything, that's what they are. Dedicated.
Awesome. So let's go ahead, before we go ahead and bring someone else in, wanted to talk about Callie getting redone. Before we go into like some of the details, Fats, I know like you play a lot, as you said, with DM Brandon. I cast you guys every week in 3 vs 3 for Smite Tube, and I see DM Brandon definitely selects Callie a lot, and there's a lot of things that he talks about saying, you know, a lot of people underestimate Callie and don't realize how good Callie can be. Did you think that Callie needed a rework, or do you just see this as an opportunity to kind of repolish some of the older gods, or what are your thoughts on an upcoming Callie rework?
For Kali, if I had to make a choice, I don't think she really needs a rework. I think she just needs slight tweaks to bring her up to the current meta. Right now, with her current kit, she's pretty good at soloing. She's a good solo lane god.
Sure.
She's really good at that. The fact is, she becomes better when there's less opponents on the field. That's why she's good at like 2v2, 3v3. But when there's 5 people to focus on, her only damage is her auto attacks. And her ult is usually not used how I guess they intended it. Like, I guess they intended it to hit everybody in the area when she ults. But it's usually used to like get out of CC and just keep auto attacking. That's where most of her damage comes from. And now she has a significant heal on her 3. That heal is like really good. Her passive works very well. Her 1 speed up plus the ticking damage, the dot that she applies, is good as well. But her 2 just chunks. It just chunks so well. When I heard they were reworking her, I was like, oh man, because when I first started playing, like when they had the original gods out and like Sun Wukong was the only one in the jungle at the time and Bakasur just showed up, I remember playing Kali and I was like, this is the coolest god in this entire game. Who wants to be a monkey when you can just shoot swords at people? It's just so cool. And now that she's getting changed, like I don't want her model to be that different. I love her model. She looks so bloodthirsty. It's awesome.
She's definitely like one of the first few like original gods out there, and she's had this like high sustain. Like we haven't seen a lot done to Callie, and that doesn't necessarily, I mean, a lot of the times mean okay, we need a new model and a rework for her. You know, and as you said, you know, she kind of has her specialties. It's not necessarily you know, with a huge encounter per se, it's when there's the least amount of people around her to go ahead and benefit from her the most. And you know, they're talking about, and these were spoils. These aren't from Hi-Rez themselves. Well, I'm sorry, this was from Hi-Rez Erez yesterday, but I do not represent Hi-Rez in any way. There was, I don't want people to be like, Octane Pro said, so that means it's going to happen because it was on the Smite game channel. No. This are spoils that we saw on Reddit that were posted, that were rewritten and heard from Hi-Rez Erez, which was a new Callie rework coming up here, a new model, new abilities, which I'm kind of upset about that. I you know, I really liked her abilities. In all honesty, I mean, I think her kit was very good, and then on top of that, now here I want to get your thoughts. Callie having a jump and dash. What do you think?
That sounds like the scariest thing on earth.
I just imagine like the current Callie, and then just having like 2 more abilities, which I know is not true, but I'm just saying 2 more abilities with jump and dash, and how scary that could be with her current kit. Like
if her current kit allowed her to like jump, say like her 1 allowed her to, her 1 is a dash, and her ult is a jump where she just spins all over the world, like it's a global ult. She spins everywhere. That's frightening. Yeah, it's frightening because she could just chase you. That's scary, but like changing her kit, I hope they keep her too. I just hope they keep the 2.
So Callie, heard it here first. Callie has wings now, so she can fly after Thor and Apollo, along with Thanatos. You heard it here first, you know.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, I just want 1 Ao Kuang buff, and I'll be happy. I think 1 buff to Ao Kuang would fix him.
Yeah.
His 2 just needs to become across the sky. He's a dragon. Let him fly. Who cares?
Yeah, right. Just another. Everyone can fly. You know, we're gonna go from everyone can leap. Now everyone can fly. You know, we're gonna see it.
Pretty much. Like no wings in the lore, but here's some wings.
That's right. Let's go ahead and bring in another caller here. We're gonna go ahead and bring in Martin JF in just a minute. Before we jump into bringing in Martin, we also had Erez spoiling as well that we're seeing Vulcan's ultimate get reworked, and we're gonna see a big bomb kind of setup. What do you think of Vulcan's ultimate now, and do you think it should be replaced?
Okay, with his current ultimate, all right. Speaking of the first Vulcan with the 2 turns, the Thumper, R.I.P. Thumper, I miss you. But with the Thumper, his ultimate worked well because it powered up both of his turns. Now with this current Vulcan, all his ultimate does is say, I'm never getting CC'd. That's the whole point of it. It's just like, I'm not getting CC'd. Because it powers up 1 turn that already dies too fast, so it's not doing its job correctly. I mean, it's supposed to make his turn do more and do more damage and help out in the fight, whereas now it's just like, oh, I guess I'm just going to run through everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, having a big bomb, as he calls it, be the new ultimate could like be really cool depending how they do it.
Yeah.
His 3 currently displaces people and stuns them, like knocks them up and stuns them after. So if it was something different than that, it'd be great. If it were just like a giant bomb that just exploded and did damage to people, it would be cool. But you know what I think he deserves to make him better?
What does he deserve?
I think his ultimate should become a giant waxing moon. He throws a waxing moon, and it's an automatic 5-second stun for everybody hit.
What are you saying? What are you saying?
I'm saying maybe Vulcan, hey, if she has it, why not give it to Vulcan? He needs it, man. The guy has one leg.
So here's my idea with this big bombs spoil, and I don't know if this is actually happening. This is just my idea. I would love to see a montage for like StarCraft 2. Those of you guys know what I'm talking about. I'd love to see Vulcan take his axe, flip it around to make it like hold it like a gun, and aim it with a laser, kind of like the Ghost from StarCraft 2. And then he points it at a certain location, and a few seconds later, a nuclear bomb comes down and bombs that area. And doing an AoE damage along with a stun. I think that would be perfect. A little strong.
That sounds
a little strong,
ridiculous
but it would be
enough
cool
to be amazing. Please
I know.
make it happen.
It would be cool. It'd be cool. The little montage.
It'd be so cool. You know what would make it better? If like the volcano in the background just shot the bomb out. You could like see it coming from a mile away. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that would be cool. It'd be cool too if like the bomb you could see fly across the map. Like if you looked up, you could see the bomb coming.
Yeah,
like a few lanes over. Boom! That'd be pretty cool.
Bomb coming left. Bomb coming.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that'd be cool too if you could nuke from one lane to the other. Like if he hits his nuke and he could lane and it would come up with the mini map look, kind of like Athena does with like her ultimate. And then you could select where on the map as long as there's vision that you could nuke, kind of like with Neath.
That's crazy.
All right, we heard it here
love
first.
it.
We'll sell it to you. We'll sell it to you, Hi-Rez. We'll sell you the idea.
Hi-Rez, just call us. We got it.
We got it, bro. We got it. We're gonna call this your think tank. This is the Hi-Rez Smite think tank right here.
Hi-Res think tank over here. Just we're a group. Together we think of ways to fix Chang'e.
All right, let me go ahead and bring in Martin JF. And Martin JF, thanks for your patience, man. How's it going?
It's done good.
Good. So we want to talk about what type of question you got today.
I want to ask if you think Kali should get the same treatment as Sun Wukong did.
In regards to?
As basically, instead of just removing her completely, so she's getting a new kit and she's getting a new model.
Mm-hmm.
So why not keep the old kit and give her to a new god?
Oh, okay. That's an interest. Kind of like with the Hanbat Sun Wukong combination.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. I'll throw it over to Fats first. Fats, what are your thoughts?
You're a genius.
I know. Thank you for noticing.
Martin, I love you, and you should go tell Ares this because that new god could be me. It could be me. It could be Fats, god of food, and I could just throw cheeseburgers at people and spin around with forks. It'd be perfect. It's the perfect way to make it work. Like my
things
one
of things
hungrier. Like it's perfect.
Should be god of things suck and draws.
Yeah, just god of hunger. God of hungry.
Yes, awesome. Awesome.
Lord of cheeseburgers. Anything.
Yeah, because I know a few people that play Smite, and they play. I haven't talked to him in ages, but last time he played only Guan Yu and Kali. So, and Guan Yu has been changed, and now they're changing Kali. So I don't know what to play.
He can just play Fats. I mean, we just did it.
Let's just play Fats.
Yeah, spoils Fats next god. Just saying. Happening. Coming soon. Okay,
Awesome.
What do you think of this idea?
Well, first off, they already have Drybear in the game. His name is it's the Black Skin Apollo. So Drybear's already in the game. So I think Fats, could be introduced in the game, kind of like a Bacchus combination look,
I could be Bacchus. Its name could be Hungry Bacchus. Like that could be the skin name.
On a more serious note,
Bacchus.
on a more serious note, I do like the Kali kit. I think it goes together and pairs together very, very well. I could see this as an opportunity where we see that kit make a comeback. If her kit is completely overhauled, we don't really know yet, but if her kit is completely overhauled, I'd love to see it come back on another god. I like her ultimate. I think is really good. I like her third ability, giving her health back. So yeah, that'd be my thoughts. Martin J, any other question? Martin JF, I'm sorry. Any other questions that you have?
No, I'm good.
All right, man. Well, thanks for calling.
I've been calling genius. That's enough for a day.
All right. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
There you go. There you go. Perfect.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, we're going to go ahead and talk about our next topic, and then we'll bring in ASDF 3011. Our next topic is our favorite game mode in the game, and what game mode ideas do we have for the Smite team? The Hi-Rez Smite team can only, they're going to think of some of the really good ideas, but the community always has better ideas. There's always more that we can feed to them. That's why we see Hi-Rez send out surveys, like the one we saw with the skins this past week, which, by the way, amazing job there. Those skins look amazing. I would love to have any of them. Did you see those, Fat? Did you see any of those skins that they put on the survey?
Yeah, I saw the bunch of them, but you know what I want? I'm still waiting for, I made the perfect skin when I first started playing.
Okay.
And I think they need to put it in the game. It's Ballerina Bakasura. Have you seen Bakasura's auto attack animations?
Mm-hmm.
Like his in-hand animations where he spins around and stuff? Perfect tutu motions. Perfect.
I like it. I like it, but I'm a little scared for younger children to see a fat man in a tight pig suit.
Which of the skins did you like the most, though?
The skin I liked the most was the science fiction Anubis, because it reminded me of the original Stargate movie, with the way that some of the, I guess the warriors looked, that they had those helmets and everything. I don't know the exact names. I'm sorry. I'm a nerd. I watched Stargate. I watched all 10 seasons and I watched the movies, but I can't tell you the name. Whatever. It's been a while. Such a shame Stargate universe didn't take off in Atlantis as well as it should have. But anyways, that's my favorite one that I saw. What about you?
I like the steampunk Vulcan.
Oh,
I think it's pretty godlike.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. I mean, he looks so regal. It's just he's like a prince, but he still has one leg, so it's like you feel bad for the prince.
Yeah.
He just looks so cool.
Yeah. I mean, I think they did some really good ideas. I'd love to have any of them, to be honest.
Looks good. I still waiting for that Ballerina Bakasura.
Add it to the list. Add it to the list.
I like that they finally took the idea of the bath time Poseidon. Even though it's more like it looks more like a pool party Poseidon now.
Yes.
But I think bath time Poseidon, having him like a bathrobe and he still does the quacking, it would just be godlike. Yeah, that's just perfect. Do that.
I like that Hi-Rez has a good balance. They have some of those. They have a lot of the serious skins, which aren't really a joke. But then they also have some of your funny skins, like your disco Aphrodite and your little mana Vamana and stuff like that. Where those you're they're not necessarily more serious, but they're funny and they work. So I could see that one for Poseidon definitely working. Back to what we were talking about there with our favorite game mode. What's your favorite game mode, Fats, where if you just have a few minutes to play, nobody else is on, what do you like to play?
Nobody else is on? Oh, solo queue equals death, but I like to play ranked.
Yeah, solo queue.
I'm a big fan of Conquest League. I'm trying to be good at the game, so that's what I usually play. Yeah.
Now, I assume when you have a bunch of friends on, it's a little bit different, though, it sounds like.
Yeah, when we have friends over, when I have people over, over again. I said it again. Wow. When I have friends online, there we go. The word is online. When I have friends online, I like to do. I'm a big fan of running threes on Conquest.
Okay.
Those are fun.
Okay.
But what I want is 4Q back. I want 4-man parties back.
That's an idea.
I've been waiting for those to come back.
Now, but did you like the idea of queuing with 4 people and then getting some random guy? Because I feel like most of the time, that person ended up getting the most BM and trolled ever because people would blame everything on them.
Not always. That's not always the case. See, the problem with having 4 queues was mainly the idea of surrendering. Okay. When it came to surrendering with a 4-man party, people would if you're in the 4-man and you all want to surrender, you'll just surrender automatically.
Yeah.
And that one person will just be like, oh, I wasted my time doing this. Whereas if that one person wants to surrender and like the party doesn't want to, they're forced to sit there and stay there the entire time.
Sure.
That's
sure.
the main issue that came from 4 queuing. However, outside of that, most people have like 3 friends they want to play with. And now they just don't have that opportunity to play with them anymore.
That is true.
I really like whenever I have people that I want to play with, it's always like they come in a group of 3, or I'll find one person who wants to play, and then 2 more people will come up to us and has to play, and it's like I have to choose, and I don't want to be that guy, but one of you is bad, so gotta make a choice.
That is true. That is true. I have to say my favorite game mode is 3s, and I'm really surprised with myself with saying that because I used to love Conquest, and then I started to get in casting the weekly Smite 2 Clash of the Gods 3 vs 3 tournament, which you and a few of your other members of your team play in week in and week out. I feel like you're the only Aries, by the way, that plays in that tournament. Just want to put it out there.
I think I am.
You know what? It's okay because you guys turned me on to the Bruiser style Sun Wukong, and I love it. It's so good. It's so good. But I find myself like playing 3 vs 3s when I play with viewers. I play 3 vs 3s. I find it to be a lot of fun, and I know I speak for a lot of people when I say definitely looking forward to someday hopefully seeing ranked 3 vs 3.
I loved 3v3 when it first came out, but as time progressed, I lost my love for it, mainly because I don't think the Joust map is perfect for it.
I agree.
I think there needs to be an objective. There has to be at least one other objective instead of just buffs in the jungle to control. Yeah. Say there's like a Gold Fury. That would be perfect. Because that means when you're actually ahead, or if you're losing and you manage to get that deicide, instead of only being able to push the lane in hopes of like getting to the Minotaur, now you have control of this one objective which you can go and get, therefore securing your lead or securing that comeback against the other team because you've taken that away from them. It doesn't have to be a buff, it could just be like gold, just like a Gold Fury.
Yeah. I
think that would make 3v3 a staple part of the game. I would love that.
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely see. I mean, Hi-Rez knows the numbers and knows how well 3 vs 3 is going. I personally feel like 3 vs 3 was a test. They put it into the game. They weren't sure how well it would do, and it stuck. They know the numbers. They know how well 3 vs 3 is doing. They know if it's worth the amount of time and effort from their design team and their art team to rework a map and to build a map from scratch compared to using the traditional Joust map. If you notice, though, 3 vs 3 came out, the Joust map pretty much stayed the same. We haven't really seen any alterations to that map in order to balance it. And so if you truly, every game mode, you have adjustments made to balance the map if it comes down to the environment or anything, objectives as you talked about, or buffs or anything like that. I think 3 vs 3 could be built in a way that is a different map, different objectives. Let's think unique. Let's think different. We don't need to match Conquest. Let's make it different. You could even think different buffs. You could bring back the yellow buff. You could put in the health buff. There's all different things that you could do to make it unique. But Hi-Rez really just needs to, and I assume they have looked at the numbers and to try to decide, is it worth it to go ahead and invest in a rework of a 3 vs 3 map. So I can understand that. Let's go ahead and bring in ASDF 3011. ASDF, you are on Smite Talk. How's it going, sir? Are you there? Did you fall asleep?
ASDF.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm good.
Good. So what do you want to talk about today?
Oh, I've been thinking of more casual maps, like for people who are not ranked, just go into casual mode.
Okay. Any specific ideas for a casual map per se that you're thinking about?
Maybe also like have like Conquest with no mana, like you could spam abilities but you never use mana and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think
so. More of like a match of a day type game mode, something like just for fun.
Yeah, and like you get to set your own rules. Like it's you could customize it more than you can right now.
Okay, so it's just more customization to allow like people to have as much fun as they want with the game. I'm all for it. I'd love to be able to like, if I could I possibly make Ao Kuang do a lot more damage? Is that okay?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Then I'm all for it. As long as Ao Kuang does damage, I'm cool. Yeah. I'm down for it.
Now,
Can I play Ares?
Can I play Ares? Yeah. ASDF, I have to ask, what is your favorite game mode right now?
Conquest and 3v3.
Conquest and 3v3. All right, well, cool. Well, you make me happy with the 3 vs 3, and you make Fats happy with the Conquest, so I think we're good to go.
Pretty much.
Well,
You
awesome.
have my love.
Anything else you want to talk about, ASDF, while you're on?
Maybe they could have both maps where you fight like a super minotaur, like a golden one.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so like I think that would be cool if you could have like 10 people team up and then go through it like sort of a PvE experience. That would be cool to me. And they go fight the golden minotaur from Hades' lands or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, PvE has so much perspective. I mean, there's so much you could do with PvE in this game. There's so much opportunity for it, and I think hopefully we start to see some of that adapted. I'm not saying now, Hi-Rez. You don't need to do it between now and March. It's okay. You don't need to add it to your list.
I'm just saying, maybe.
Just saying.
Think tank. We're over here thinking.
That's right. That's right. Well, ASDF, thanks for coming on. I do appreciate it.
Okay, thanks you.
Thank you.
No problem, man.
We're going to take one more caller before we head out for today. We have Michael Welp. Michael Welp, welcome to Smite Talk. How's it going? Can you hear me?
Oh, pretty good, actually.
Awesome. So what do you want to talk about today, sir?
So, I understand, like, how there's the new China servers are there and all.
Yep.
And how much Smite's changing because of it.
Yep.
Because like, we already saw, I saw the change when, a while back when Shibalanke used to, when he won, he used to play soccer with a head. But they took that out in the future when they were thinking about adding Chinese servers, because in other games, and all other games too, Chinese is known for not liking like disembodied arts or like heads and stuff.
Sure. Well, that's like in World of Warcraft, where they for the undead, they went in and made it so that you couldn't see any of the bones and stuff like that. It was kind of one of those things, because I guess in their culture, in the Chinese culture, they have this huge respect for like the dead, and so it's kind of one of those things where as a culture, it's not necessarily something that works. And I think a company like Blizzard has the team power and the manpower to go ahead and be able to build almost 2 games side by side from a graphical art perspective. I do not know that, as we know, Hi-Rez is a smaller publishing company that started out at one size and has grown because of Smite, but I don't know if they'll ever be at a point where they can support that size of a company in order to fit every culture's needs. So I think that's why they're trying to port the game to make it perfect for everybody.
Yeah. Also, like when changing Kali, I feel like it's because they're changing her. When she gets the rework, she will not have the disembodied head in her hand anymore. I feel like that's gonna be another change.
I did not know that. Fats, did you know that?
What?
That they're gonna remove the disembodied head from Callie?
I would expect that. I think that's what the main point of this rework would probably be, is to remove those bundles of shrunken heads just for 10 cents of them. I mean, that's the only thing I could think of. Like today, I won a game with Mercury, and I remember, or I'm making this up. I'm probably making it up, which I think I'm imaginative for that. But when Mercury wins a game and how he messes with Denton, at one point he would switch out the book that he has for Collie's bundle of heads, and then Denton would look at it and like kick it away. Now it's the Jade Rabbit.
Oh, really? Wow.
So instead of holding the bundle of heads and getting freaked out and kicking it, now he's holding the Jade Rabbit, and the rabbit kicks him in the face, and he kicks the rabbit.
Yeah.
So they're making these subtle changes so that it's more acceptable in other people's cultures instead of just us doing whatever we want.
Sure. I can understand that. So I guess, Michael, is there any additional questions you have for us here regarding any of the topics?
Not really. It's just actually on the new game modes.
Sure.
Because I play a lot of WoW, and
yeah,
I want to see more of a capture the flag mode.
Yeah, I think you are 100% right. I would love to see that. I'd love to see some larger, big maps. like Alterac Valley and stuff like that. I think that would be awesome to have in the game. I think at some point we might get there, but I think Capture the Flag. I think Capture the Flag is definitely one in the works. Like, I'm pretty sure it's there. It's the most common, game mode you can think of when you're thinking about a PvP type of atmosphere across all of your game genres. Once you get into FPSs, stuff like that, Capture the Flag's there. Can you imagine somebody in chat said it? Excuse me, capture the flag with Apollo. Just grab the flag and fly off, and you're done.
I think if they had to change something like that, you wouldn't be able to do something like that and stuff.
Yeah.
They'd have to tweak it specifically just for that game mode. And right now in this beta stage, they're not able to actually do that. They have to focus on trying to get these gods balanced enough to have everybody enjoy the game, as well as keep introducing new gods that don't suffer from the power creep problem, which right now we're kind of seeing with the last couple of releases. Like Nua, I think is perfect, except for one thing you could change about her, but she's perfect. Her balance is fine. But with other gods such as release Al-Muzen Cobb, who is not a character anymore.
Wait, Muzen Cobb's still in the game?
He was free. Yeah, I think so. I mean,
I'm not sure anymore.
Maybe. But he was power creep is a problem that happens with every single game that comes out.
Yeah.
So right now they're working on fixing that, making sure everything's balanced and where it needs to be, making these subtle changes. Like people are always like, why did Chunga get buffed? Because she was nerfed at first and she was considered useless.
Yeah.
Just like they tried to buff Aphrodite, which I tried to play her afterwards, and I'm like, I'm never doing this again. Now they fixed it and made it different. I haven't played her yet out of fear that I just can't do it.
Sure.
They're trying to bring everybody up to the threshold instead of nerfing everybody down to one, which is the way you're supposed to balance things.
Mm-hmm.
You're supposed to balance it by bringing them all to a certain point instead of trying to drag everybody down to the lowest spectrum. If I could say the worst god in the game, Al-Muzen Cobb, he's just the worst. They can't just bring everybody down to his level. They need to bring him up to the level of current Wukong. Like how they just changed Wukong. They made his ult. It takes longer to get his ult. I mean, his cooldown is longer, I should say, which is perfect. He needed that because at level 5 he could just kill you if he felt like it, which is ridiculous. Now with the extended thing, that's perfect. If they just bring them all up to a level like that, it'd be great.
Yeah.
That's what they're working on right now. Instead of trying to get all these little things, they want to make sure the balance is okay, and I support that fully.
So no more nerfs, just complete everyone. Instead of nerfing one person, buff everyone else to their standards.
I mean, don't make them all Chunga, but kind of make them all Chunga.
Everyone's ult is Waxing Moon. Perfect. Everyone's ult is Waxing Moon.
Perfect. Like Vulcan's bomb is called Waxing Bomb.
Yes.
Or Bomb the Moon, or whatever.
Bomb
I don't
the
care.
Moon.
Just make it happen.
Play with Moon.
That's
perfect.
Funny. That's funny. Well, Michael, I appreciate you calling in, man. Thank you very much for calling in to
Thanks,
Smite
man.
Talk, and I look forward to your future calls, sir.
You too.
Thank you. Well, guys, I think that kind of rounds out our show. We're about an hour and 15 minutes in. Hey, Fats, it's been a blast, man. You had a good time?
Of course. Yeah,
Awesome.
The think tank, man. We're the think tank.
That's right. Watch
we work
out.
together.
New competitive team. Watch out. Think tank.
The think tank.
I want to remind you guys to go ahead and check out the audio version on iTunes and also on Android. If you didn't have an opportunity to catch the entire show, it will be available on YouTube at youtube.com/thesmiteupdate. You can check it out over there. And on iTunes, as I said, it's audio only. On iTunes, just type in Smite Update, and on Android, just download a app like Beyond Pod or other podcast apps and look up Smite Talk, and you can go ahead and check it out there. If you guys have any questions or comments or feedback about the show, or didn't get your call in tonight but you still have a question, please email it over to smitetalk@gmail.com. As always, Smite Talk is a production of OctaneProGaming.com. Please visit Octane Pro Gaming for more great content, along with another Smite podcast that I do weekly called the Smite Update, which kind of dives into the patch notes each week that we do see come out. We record live every Sunday at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/SmiteGame. And Fats, I have to ask, what can people expect from you for this upcoming week? What are you going to be up to?
My birthday is Wednesday, so Fun birthday stream. Woo!
Yeah, there you go.
I'm becoming an adult, so I will be intoxicated like an adult. So we'll have fun.
I was gonna say
I'll be playing Smite though.
You're becoming 18 or you're becoming 21?
An adult.
An adult. There's 21.
I have no
21.
age. I'm just becoming an adult.
Adult. Okay. Okay. Well, good for you, man. Happy early birthday here.
Thank you. Thank you.
That is awesome. And where can people check you out when you're not subbing in? Right now, you're only subbing on Smite Game, right?
Yeah, I am just a sub streamer right now.
Okay.
Like, tell Hi-Rez you want me to have a time slot. Tell them.
Hey, just tell them. Hey, kick out Octane Pro, bring in Fats, you're good to go.
No, we are the think tank. They can't get rid of you. Without you, there is no think tank. We need this.
That's right. So where can people check you out if you're not hanging out on Smite Game?
All right, well, you can find me on my personal stream. That is twitch.tv/xvets. And you can find me over on YouTube, which I have to learn to use, at youtube.com/Zufats, ZUFATS, as well as finding me on Twitter at twitch.tv/xfats, because that's as creative as I get is the word fats and stuff. that's all it is.
Well, that is cool. Last thing I want to promote, I actually just launched this today, and I'm currently battling the Reddit mods who love so much. I just recently launched, me and a few other individuals just launched a new Smite website with collaboration with Child's Play and also with Hi-Rez Studios.
Oh, awesome.
The website is called smiteshop.com. And what it is a t-shirt website for Smite. There is 70 Smite t-shirts over there. And
I'm about to buy a shirt.
Yeah, that's right. We're hoping to double the t-shirts, and how we're working with Hi-Rez is Hi-Rez has given us the rights to use the logo on the shirts, and how we're working, and they're also working to promote the website, and we're working with Child's Play for 50% of every t-shirt purchase. The sales proceeds will go to Child's Play. And this is going to run between now and March 25th. Once again, the website's smiteshop.com. All of the designs are put together by us, and then we're using the back end of Spreadshirt. We're partnering with them, and they're producing the shirts, and then they're sending the shirts out to you. So it's made in like a big facility. It's not made in my basement somewhere. And then finally, the cool thing is, if you find a T-shirt you like, but you don't like the text on it, or you want to add additional text, you can change it right on the website. So if you like a shirt Fats, but you want to change it so it says X Fats on it, you could do that. Completely up to you.
I just found an Al Kwong shirt and I'm in love. I'm still looking. Yeah. All I need is an Aries and I'm sold for life.
Yeah. And finally, we've had a few competitive teams and organizations approach us and they want to help out. And the best way that you guys can help out, and we've had them actually ask, is they go ahead and give us the rights to use their logo, and then they send us their logo, and we go ahead and put their team shirt on the website. So we've had a few teams. We're putting together some stuff now. You're going to start to see some team shirts over there as well. And and that entire amount of proceeds, the sales proceeds from that team T-shirt, go towards the charity fund. The teams aren't taking anything from it. It goes directly towards Child's Play. So we're going to go ahead and build up as much as we can for Child's Play. And then on March 25th, the release of Smite, we're going to donate it directly to Child's Play in behalf of the Smite community. In behalf of the Smite community. Not necessarily like in behalf of Smite Shop. It'll be in behalf of the Smite community. So make sure you check it out, smiteshop.com. You'll start to see it hopefully up on Reddit. We kind of had some issues because Smite Reddit doesn't allow you to sell anything. And because we're selling t-shirts, even though it's for a good cause, they took it down. But we're working with them to hopefully get it back up. So,
well, everybody, make sure you do check out Smite Shop. I'm looking at it right now, and it's for a good cause, helping Hi-Rez and Child's Play and my boy Octane Pro. Think Tank, guys, Think Tank.
That's right.
But check it out. They got some cool shirts on here, man. I'm looking at the Al Kwong, changing colors, fallen in love 3 different times. Like, what are these? Oh my God, they had it in yellow and green. This is amazing. I am buying a shirt for my birthday.
Yeah, check it out. Did you see the DM Brandon shirt?
The Arachne, yeah.
No. Check out the first page, and look at the first 4 shirts. This is dedicated.
DM Bear? What?
DM Bear. That's right. So this is dedicated. Dedicated to DM Brandon and Dry Bear. We also have one dedicated to Lionheart and Bart, which is Lion Bart, and then we also have DM Bear on there. So if you guys really love your casters for the Smite weeklies, go buy these shirts. I'm really hoping to see these shirts I'm going to be at the Smite launch tournament, and I'm hoping to see these caster shirts there to like support the casters. I think it'd be really cool. But yeah, there's a DM Bear shirt over there. I had to do it.
That's perfect. Oh man, I'm gonna show him that. He's gonna be like, "What?"
All right, guys. Well, special thanks to the sponsors of the show, tweakedaudio.com. Please make sure you check out the show next week, 7 o'clock p.m. right here on Smite Game. I will be going offline for about 5 minutes, going to get set up, and then I'll be doing viewer games with the community. And we have 200 gem codes to give away, a 400 gem code, and an 800 gem code. So make sure you guys hang out. And once again, special thanks to Fats for taking his personal time out to come join us tonight. And we will see you guys next time.
All right, thanks for having me.
Yep, take care, folks.